Evelyn here. Guess what? We have a guest today. Valerie Penz, who is a certified nutritional therapist. She makes delicious holistic food, and I'd like you to meet Valerie. She is going to introduce you to some very interesting, different things to eat. Go on, Valerie.
Well, thank you, Evelyn.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm honored to be a guest on your show.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, excellent. It's true. We're going to do some great eating today. In my nutritional practice over the years, I often hear 3 reasons why people can't eat well or they choose not to eat well. And now I know that you eat very well because I know that you garden, and I love meeting people that love food just as much as I do. Mm-hmm. That's a tough task. I'm always looking for people who love food just as much as me, but I feel that I'm in good company right now, so I know we understand each other. But the 3 reasons that people often tell me that they cannot or will not eat well is that, number 1, it's too expensive.
Can be
Too expensive. Too expensive. Number 2, it's too difficult.
Yeah.
So we run into that one. It's just too difficult to eat healthy. And the 3rd and most important, of course, is that it's not delicious. It doesn't taste good enough, so they don't want to eat well.
Like it's not a ton of sugar, a ton of salt, and a ton of fat.
You got it. And some other processed ingredients that actually dull your taste buds. So for folks that feel like healthy food doesn't taste as good, they're actually not even tasting real food anymore. So as you start to eat cleaner, you can taste real food again. So today we're going to be making a couple of recipes that's going to debunk all 3 of those. And I started these recipes not only out of a need for my clients, but actually that I needed to fill time for a class, because people kept asking me, you need to have a class. You need to teach people how to do this because you hand over your recipes, but we need to see what it's supposed to look like and do it with us.
Yeah.
I did.
What do I do next?
Exactly.
Okay.
What happens next? So started the cooking classes. Those cooking classes have been going on about 4 years now. They're called Deliciously Holistic, and it's just been great. So all of the recipes have to be affordable, simple, and delicious. So we're doing 2 of those today, and we're going to get started with something that's really a Holistic Health by Valerie staple.
Looking forward to this.
Yes. Now, people think of smoothies, they're very trendy right now. There's a lot of places you can get smoothies, buy smoothies, powders, shakes, shops, cafes. Everybody's got a smoothie. I bet you can guess the common ingredient in most of those smoothies.
Fruit. Lots and lots of fruit.
Fruit for sure. And then they add some other stuff in there.
Yeah.
Most commonly sugars.
And I can't have that because I'm diabetic.
Right.
So I haven't had a smoothie in years.
So really, they're just
Looking
replacing.
forward to this.
Good, because we're normally, when you go any place and get a smoothie, not always, but quite often, you're going to get a lot of fruit and a lot of added sugars.
Yes.
That's not really what a smoothie is meant to be. It's an option, certainly. But smoothies are really incredible foods because of one reason. First of all, you can see our handy dandy blender here. They're blended. Now, one of the reasons that's very important is it's much easier to digest.
Sure.
People eat very fast, they talk very fast, their lives are very fast, so they don't chew very completely, which means it's really hard for your body to take those nutrients and put them where they need to go. So when we blend it, like we're going to do today, it's much easier on the body to digest and put it to work.
Okay.
So we want to make sure that those things that are going in not only are going to be easily digestible, but they're of the highest quality ingredients. So when you have the opportunity to buy organic, you really should. If you can't, that's understandable too. That falls into the category of affordable, not affordable. But quite honestly, a lot of produce is just a few pennies more than conventional produce, which would be not organic. So let's go ahead and start building this smoothie. First and foremost, you're always going to see with Valerie a lot of green food. Green food, actually, I think it's a little bit of a bad reputation because people think like green food, it's not going to taste good. But when you pair it together correctly, it's quite delicious. So fresh spinach. Now, people don't often think calcium when they think of green foods. And I'll tell you what, that's a mistake. There was about, now that's a cup of spinach right there, which is 8 ounces, easy conversion. So an 8-ounce cup of fresh spinach actually has, are you going to test me and make sure that spinach is spinach?
No, I'm just going to chomp.
Oh, thank you. 8 ounces of fresh spinach is actually going to give you a considerable amount more calcium than an 8-ounce glass of milk.
Yum.
Now, we won't get too technical. It has to do with something called bioavailability, but you're going to receive a lot more benefits of calcium in your leafy greens than you will, say, a cup of regular dairy cow's milk, right? So always load up with the greens. And going with our green theme, we've got our chopped celery in there, which is really a superfood. Celery is just truly incredible. If you talk about disease-fighting foods, anything green falls in that category, and celery is
I swear
certainly.
You burn up more calories chewing celery than celery has in it.
Well, and that's true too. That's true. Although you have to be careful. Calories are good when they're coming from the right source, right? Your brain needs calories, your heart needs calories. So not always a bad thing. All right, avocado, super trendy right now. How do you keep your avocado fresh? Because I know you use avocado as well.
I use
so what do you
avocado
do?
a lot.
You do. Good.
Avocado
Good.
sandwich with a little onion. Oh,
That's very
it's so
millennial
good.
of you. You know, they do the avocado toast, so that's very millennial of you.
When I wash my avocado first. I wash it very well before I even cut it. I don't want to cut any germs into my fruit.
Right.
Then I cut it open, and you can keep the pit into one side and put that in a baggie and put it in the refrigerator, and it'll be fine. If you need to remove, or if the pit falls out, heaven forbid, that's rare, but if it does, rinse the avocado under your faucet. Put it in a baggie, put it in the refrigerator. It'll be fine tomorrow.
Yes,
I'm not sure why, but it is.
Yes,
but
for
tomorrow's
smoothie.
smoothie.
It has to do with the oxidation, so the pit staying in there.
Also lemon juice. Also, you can put a little lemon juice on it
too.
Yeah.
So I got my kiwi here. Now you've noticed, although I prepped my other ingredients, I have not peeled or done anything to this kiwi. So the whole thing is going in.
Really?
When I often send clients a recipe that's specific to them, like I said, it's really a Holistic Health by Valerie staple. So each new client basically gets a smoothie catered to them, depending on what chronic condition we're working with.
Am I looking at fiber?
Whole thing. You're looking at, yes, definitely fiber, all sorts of good stuff. Get it in there. We are meant to eat it. Don't peel it. It's a mess to peel anyway. Don't bother. Throw it in there. Okay. And then our frozen berries. So definitely anything with color is loaded with antioxidants. That's where the antioxidant is. It's in the color. Just like chlorophyll is the antioxidant in the green stuff. That's what makes it green. Anything with a rich color is loaded in antioxidants. Blueberries are absolutely known for being loaded with antioxidants. Although there's a really incredible food. We're not featuring it today. But that black rice, which we discussed earlier, is also called Emperor's
forbidden
rice.
Right.
Black rice actually contains 10 times more antioxidants than even blueberries. So find that one at your local store as well.
When blueberries are in full at the stores, I will take the blueberries and wash them, put them on a sheet pan in the freezer, and then put them in a baggie and freeze them. For come wintertime, when I don't have any blueberries,
Absolutely.
and I eat iced blueberries.
Absolutely. Yes.
They're
My
so
kids
good.
eat frozen fruit out of the freezer, and it's like in lieu of a popsicle, and they love it.
Yep.
It's a treat.
Yep.
It's honest to goodness, it's their treat. It really is. Okay, cinnamon. You know, I try to put cinnamon in almost every recipe I have, and I'll tell you why. Besides the fact that it tricks your brain into thinking you're consuming something sweet, which is incredible. It actually contains, we're talking about antioxidants, 4 different types of antioxidants. It has protein, it has fiber, it has calcium in this little spice.
And
it
is
oh gosh,
something that is wonderful for diabetics.
Yes, absolutely.
The more cinnamon you can put on things, the better off you are.
Super spice, you got it. And I'm glad that you mentioned diabetics, because quite honestly, all my recipes are definite clean eating, anti-inflammatory, although they're not specific to one chronic condition.
Right.
Some are great for thyroid, some are good for diabetics. Really, it is particular to just the clean eating revolution and everything anti-inflammatory. So that means there's no refined sugars, no gluten, no dairy, no corn, no soy. Okay, so we're just gonna put in a little bit of coconut water. Now you could certainly use regular filtered water. You could use a non-dairy milk. As you heard, I'm not an advocate of dairy.
She's brought that up
water.
to almost, not quite covering it.
Yeah, and you know, Although on the recipe, specific recipe, I do put an amount on there. Some people like their smoothies thinner. Some people like them thicker, so they're more like a shake. I'd put in a little bit. You can always add more. You can't really take it out. So start with less, and we're gonna get this spinning. Now, this is a higher end blender. Do not let that fool you. You can use your old school blender, no problem. But for our purposes, we're gonna use this one right now. Certainly let that go. Now, I will tell you, Evelyn, at my house, if I were to serve this to my kids this way in the morning, which they always get a smoothie every morning before school, they would not like it because it's still a little chunky. For me, I would be fine eating it this way. Some of my clients aren't too picky about that, but we're gonna let it blend a little bit longer because we do want it to be smooth and creamy, and that avocado is gonna make it creamy. So we'll give it just a couple more seconds. So gotta get it creamy. I think that's pretty good, pretty good. Now, I don't know the last time you had a smoothie, Evelyn.
Years ago.
Years ago, okay. Honey is an option. You could certainly.
I'm looking forward to this.
You could certainly pour some honey in there as well.
I can smell the kiwi.
Yes, absolutely.
It smells very good.
Now, you notice we put dark berries with our greens, so that's going to give you that color. If we were to use just citrus instead of berries, it would be very bright green. If we were to add something like beets, it would end up pink.
So I love beets.
Let's toast to good health, right?
Yes.
Eat well to be well. And
it almost looks like a chocolate color, with a little green froth on top.
Now, I'm used to these every day. They're delicious. I'm glad you mentioned chocolate. Some raw cacao powder in there. So delicious. Would be incredible.
Different taste.
Loaded in iron.
I have no idea what I was expecting.
Good clean eating. That's what you're expecting. And we would tweak it. You can certainly tweak it. You can reach out to me and email me, and we'll give you that information. And I could just stand here and drink my smoothie. But I know we have one more recipe to get to.
My mouth feels clean. After swallowing it, my mouth still feels clean. I don't feel heavy anything left in my mouth.
And you wouldn't. And it would work to kind of clean the lining of your gut, which is really important considering 70 to 80% of our immune system actually lives right there in our gut.
Right.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Yep.
Okay. So we are going to move on because quite honestly, at this point, some folks are like, okay, I get it. I have to blend my vegetables so I can digest them and be well. And all of it is true. However,
you're done with this one?
I am done with that one.
I'll do a little bit.
Desserts are not the enemy, and we're meant to eat desserts. Right? I mean, we really are meant to enjoy sweet stuff. If you think about it, like naturally in our earth, the bees make honey for us, the trees make maple syrup. There's so many sweet things, dates, figs. They're beautiful and delicious.
Agave.
And we should definitely make use of that. So today, seeing as we're coming into fall, we're going to make what I call my party-worthy pumpkin mousse. And as I mentioned, all of these recipes came from my series of cooking classes that were called Deliciously Holistic. And I was blessed enough to have written a book. And all the recipes are in the book.
Now, if you want further information about what Valerie's doing, her recipes, her classes, anything further, she has a website which we will put up. Well, she'll tell you what her website is right now.
It's holistichealthbyvalerie.com. Yes.
And you can go online and look it up. She will also be at...
Oh, yes, our Shop Local Expo. It's coming up October 3rd. It's at Lake Orion High School.
Yep.
Don't worry if you're going there because of school conferences. Yes, you'll be there at the right time. So it's a great community event. Everyone is invited. It's a free event, and I will be there along with many other local business owners and companies that just want you to get to know them better. So it's a great event.
So there's another reason to come to it, to the expo.
Yes,
you come and see Valerie, and then you come and see everybody else that's there. So let's get back to what she's doing.
All right, so let's make a mousse. Let's make a mousse. Pumpkin everything happens sooner and sooner. I think they started introducing pumpkin spice stuff in August, which I'm not sure I could. That's not well received for me.
That's okay. We're buying Halloween stuff in August.
Right, I agree. It gets a little crazy, but I think we're ready now. The kids are back in school, and I think we can do some fall stuff. So again, we talked about antioxidants and the color. So you can just see this is just canned pumpkin. It's organic canned pumpkin. It's actually 2 15-ounce cans is what we have here. But just that beautiful bright color gives it away right there. You know it's healthy and it's good for you. It is not pumpkin pie mix. It is pure pumpkin because that would have sugars in it that we do not want to include in our beautiful dessert here. I'm a fan of a food processor. I don't know how often you use your mixer.
Oh yeah.
But oh my goodness, it just takes so much of the work
away. Watch the cans that you buy. Look at them. Read the labels.
For sure.
Because
and that's
they
why it's
put
organic.
some stuff in there.
They do.
I mean, if I read a label and I see a word I can't even pronounce, that can goes back on the shelf. I'm not eating that. I have no clue what that is.
Agreed. So closest to farm as we can get, right? Now you could certainly roast your own pumpkin, without a doubt. But I will tell you, Evelyn, that my clients expect it to be simple because
if you can find a sugar pumpkin, which they're hard to come by, those are the ones that
right?
they're smaller. They're smaller. Those you can cook down and get a nice pumpkin. If you get the field pumpkins, they don't have much flavor.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The only thing they're good for are the pumpkin seeds.
And that's true. Those are good for you. Okay, so we're going to use coconut cream in this. We did the 2 cans of organic pumpkin, and we're just going to put the coconut cream in there because, quite honestly, it's a mousse. So we need it to be creamy and luxurious, and after all, it's dessert. So this is just cream of coconut. There is no added sugar in that either. So very, very simple with that. Okay. This is a very fun ingredient. Now, I know there's a lot of tree nut and peanut allergies out there, so I'm going to give you some options as well. This happens to be an almond butter. Always no sugar added. There should be no sugar added in your peanut butter, your almond butter. If tree nuts are an issue or peanuts are an issue, you can go for sunflower seed butter or pumpkin seed butter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That'd be a slightly pricier option, but man, is it delicious.
That's good to know.
It's delicious.
I have a friend that has peanut tree. What is
tree nuts and peanuts.
Tree
so
nuts.
Those are 2 different allergies.
Yeah.
Which, in working with a lot of families over the years, we have to kind of tweak our recipes based on
pumpkin seeds and
so there's a lot of in my almond butter.
Almond.
This is almond butter, but my almond butter actually has some chia seed right in it. So it's not a requirement for this recipe, but chia seed is also loaded with minerals.
Good. Chia seeds are yummy.
Protein. Yeah. Okay, so I pretty much find any reason to use one of my favorite kitchen tools, which this is a little microplane zester. So I just took 1 large orange and I zested it. It's gonna make, number one, I'm gonna get the oils in the orange skin, which is so good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotta do something.
Yeah, we need all the stuff out of there. But also, it just makes it beautiful, and it just adds like a really nice texture to it. So it's kind of nice. So I took that orange, I zested it first, and then I squeezed the juice out of it. You could certainly use orange juice, but please be picky about orange juice you're buying because a lot of them are loaded with just sugars and other nonsense.
Right.
You can see I just squeezed that because I didn't filter it. It's freshly squeezed orange juice. That's what's in there.
Fiber's good for you.
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. Okay. We are also going to put in a couple of seasonings. So not only cinnamon, which I've already raved about, but to make it really taste like fall, it's got to have some nutmeg and a little bit of cardamom in there, too.
Oh, yes.
So, because we're going spice.
You ought to try cardamom in some of your pumpkin things that you're going to be making this year.
Yeah, throw it in.
It adds such an interesting back flavor.
Oh, it's great.
It is really good.
It's just warm. It's one of those
gentle
spices.
with it at first, but
it's strong, but it's so
go
warming.
gentle at first.
It
but
just
you'll
makes
like
you
it.
want to.
I think you'll like it.
Sit next to the window, get your favorite blanket and your favorite book, and just have some warming spices. That's what it makes me think of. Okay, so pure maple syrup. There's no bad maple syrup, corn syrup, fake anything here. This is like, if I could have tapped it from my own tree, I would have. Okay, that's where we're going with this. Okay, best of the best. And in that situation, like a farmer's market's a good place to get real maple syrup, raw honey, stuff like that. So support those organizations as well. Okay, just as we did with the smoothie, that's our topper.
Ooh,
that's just garnish.
Yum,
that's just to make it look pretty. We're gonna just blend all this together.
Here we go, folks.
Yep. I love the color. It's beautiful.
Pretty much anything that's a nice bright color
is going to be good for you. Got it.
That's kind of a rule of thumb.
And that one takes even less blending than the smoothie did. So we look pretty close to being done here. I actually got us a pretty little dish. Now this would really, we'd put it in the dish.
Excuse me.
And then it could certainly go in the fridge to set up.
Oh.
However, I know you want to try it right away.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to go ahead and let you try it. I'm going to pour it right out of here, assuming I can get it off of here. Oh, yeah. Now, of course, I'm holding the bottom so that I don't, but... Oh, we got this.
Oh, you're so good.
We got this. Look at that.
Strong hands.
Look at that. Okay, so I like to top it with a little granola. I'm going to let you sprinkle some of that on there. You could also just do toasted pumpkin seeds, some shredded coconut. For me at my house, we always have some cocoa nibs. That could go in there too. Give it a shot. Let's see. I want to see if I get the Evelyn approval here. I did fill it very full, but it should taste like fall. And after all, I called it party-worthy pumpkin mousse, so that should make you want to have a party. That's what I would.
What am I tasting? What am I tasting?
The cardamom.
Probably the cardamom.
Spice.
Probably the cardamom.
For
just
me,
a little bit of the
nutmeg.
Yeah, that's there.
Almond butter too. You're probably tasting the almond butter.
That's what I'm tasting.
So that's in there for sure.
This is very good.
Yes, and we would just let it set in the fridge a little bit, and we would be good to go. I mean, it gives you another reason to have a party. Not that we need one. I mean, it's fall. The kids are back in school. Let's celebrate. That's where we're at with it.
That was really good.
I'm so glad that you like it.
It's nice and clean again in my mouth. I don't have any heavy fat aftertaste in my mouth. I don't have any salt taste in my mouth. I could eat this whole bowl without an issue.
Well, good, and you're certainly welcome to, because I have plenty more in my food processor here. So I'm just so thrilled that we got to do this.
Oh, I am
today.
too. I am too.
There's many more recipes we could have had fun with, because food really should be celebrated. Dessert's not the enemy. Calories are not the enemy. It just really has to do with the quality of ingredients that you're using. Cord. So we want to make sure that it's always clean eating, as close to the farm to table as possible.
Yes.
That's always really important. And you were right when you said if you can't read the ingredients on something, your body can't recognize it either.
Right.
So that's kind of a good rule of thumb.
There's too many chemicals. They put too many chemicals in our food.
Right.
That just shouldn't be there, and that you don't have to have it that way. You can make it yourself. Yes, it takes a little bit more time, but it is so worth it. Wouldn't you want to do that for your children?
Right. Right.
Your family, you want to give them the best that you can.
That's what we go for sure.
That being said, I'll get done preaching at you. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you.
This was a unique pleasure to have a guest. If you want more information about Valerie, again, check out her website. If at all possible, I'll try and get her to come back and do another show. But meantime, thank you for watching, and God bless all of you.
God bless.